33, we're going to call the Tilton Northfield Fire Commissioners meeting to order. Is Lana ready? No. 5:33, calling the meeting to order. Present are the three commissioners, Chief, Kathy Tobine, two deputies, Paul Blaisdell from Public, and Kevin Cate from Public. Also from the Fire Station Committee meeting. Sorry. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is any public comment from members of the district, employees of the district, or public, besides the fire station, which will be the next thing. No. Okay. Correspondences. Do we want to address those now, or do we want to move them later? Because I think there's going to be some non-public discussion on at least one of them.
No. This is an easy one.
Okay.
Yes, totally. So,
There's the RSA.
Yeah, it came as an RSA request from the Water District's attorney for all the meeting minutes that were listed here, and I called our attorney who said to call him after I read it, and I says, well, all the meeting minutes are online.
Yep.
And they're available. He says, oh, they're available online, that's fine, that's all we need to tell them. So that's it.
What about recordings? Are the recordings online
Yeah.
too? They are? Okay.
The videos are,
The
yes.
videos are,
Okay, so, all right. Because that, I just want to make sure if there is something besides documents.
Yep, they're all
Okay.
on there.
And are the packets on there?
No,
No.
So is that something that we would be obligated to as
No.
part of it?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
because there's nothing in the packet.
Well, I mean, the chief's reports and stuff, but,
Well, some of those are attached to the minutes, like my
Yeah,
printed
that,
report.
all of that is in the minutes.
That's in the
okay.
minutes.
Just want to make sure that we give them the complete package.
Yes.
Would have been nice to have had the same. All right. So that was the only correspondence?
No, Plumpton and Sanderson.
Oh, this one, yes. The financial report.
Right.
You sent it to
Yeah.
is it in our packet?
No,
No.
it's a 42-page document, and then you have the summary letters of the audits.
With only 42?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll email you the audit.
Was that what you emailed us?
No, I emailed you the letters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
42-page wasn't the audit? I haven't had a chance to digest it yet. There's three parts to this.
Then I did send the audit. Okay, never mind.
Okay, that's what
And I
I
said,
thought.
if you want a hard copy, let me know.
Oh, no. No, you
Okay.
sent the three attachments and
Yes.
started digesting. All right. I wanted to take a little bit more time to read through that, and then if we have to, well, is there anything we have to action from it?
Nothing.
Okay. But still just want to catch up on it. All right.
Well, I think every other page, like,
Because they did front and back. They only did one side.
all right. I'm really sure it wasn't my phone. Yeah, 42 pages. That'll be insomnia material.
All right. I would like to reorder 5 to 4 because we have members of the station committee here, and you kind of do that before the chief's report, unless the commissioners have an objection. You good with that, Eric? All right.
You're running into
Then we're going to recognize Kevin Cate as the chair of the fire station committee. So,
you look recognizable.
so the commissioners have. You have a copy of that given to you also. Yep. So what you have in front of you is a request for qualifications for proposals that was worked on by the fire station committee and is being submitted to the commissioners for approval to send off, as a draft, to send off to DRA and legal.
No, DRA.
Not DRA?
No.
Just leave them.
Primex.
Primex. I'm sorry, Primex. Okay. Yeah.
So what does DRA have to do with
I'm so used to dealing with lately the other stuff. Okay, so Primex and legal for review. If you have any questions about it, then we have 2 members of the committee here besides myself. There was through July, there was a lot of working groups where it was low attendance, so it was just like non-meetings where no decisions could be made, but it was put together and then it was voted upon last night.
This was?
Yes. Yeah, you Yeah.
Okay. First, I'd like to recognize Lisa Martin, who's not here, but who was really the backbone of getting this document put together, as well as, of course, the other members of the building committee. But Lisa really did all the heavy lifting on this document. Documents taken from AIA, and was also, we incorporated some of the language from the request for proposals for the Tilton Police Station that was successfully built a couple of years ago. As Commissioner Silly said, this is a draft which will then be sent upon the Commissioner's approval to our legal counsel and to Primex for their review. We fully expect that there will be some necessary changes made once it comes back from both our legal counsel and from Primex. Hopefully that won't take a long period of time, but the committee will then get back together, review those changes, and then hopefully come up with a final document for the commissioner's review.
The timeline for that is?
Well, we're hoping that we can have this document out, completed and advertised for the end of August. That way, we have to advertise it for 30 days, but we need to get prior to advertising, or we'll have the on-site meeting that is referenced in the document. And then I believe there's a week or 2 weeks going to be allowed for questions to be submitted by the attendees at the meeting, to be submitted in writing, and then responded to all the participants. And using that timeline, after we receive the responses back, there is, I think it's in section 5, the selection criteria that we're going to use. This is section 7.
Yeah.
Yes, section 7 at the bottom of page 6. That will be the selection criteria that the committee uses based upon the interviews and the contractor submittals to come up with a weighted score based upon these criteria. Note that the two with the heaviest weight of 20% are the fire station function understanding. That is that, especially in the past few years, fire stations have changed dramatically, and we want to make sure that the contractor and the architect that are chosen have a good understanding of what it takes, not only to build a fire station, but for it to function properly once it's done, handed over, and in use. Then the other one that's 20% is the architect's qualifications, and that goes, those two go hand in hand. We want to make sure that the architect that is chosen by the design build contractor to design the building has a proper understanding of what it needs to be in a fire station.
Quick, just an understanding question. For fire station function understanding, is that going to mean that they've had to have had previous experience of building a fire station, or just understanding what it takes?
Yes, one of the selection criteria is prior design build experience, and then also municipal references.
Yeah.
And construction
Oh,
staff
prior design, I
qualifications.
got
So
you.
all of those things kind of play into making
Yeah.
sure that whoever's going to be involved in this, from the architect to the builder to the project manager to the on-site superintendent, has a good understanding of what is required to build and then operate a fire station.
So in other words, if the firm submits something, all they've done is schools, it's not going to do them very well.
Right. They may have great municipal references,
Right.
but if they haven't built a fire station, then we're really not interested.
The fire station's a lot different than a school.
Right.
residents.
And even a contractor that built a fire station, say, 5 years ago, there's been so many changes in the past 5 years that their weighted score will probably be lower than somebody who's built one in more recent times.
Fair enough.
Paul, do you have anything else you want to add? You got me pretty good.
This is for us, we don't make it.
Well, this is up to the commissioners whether you want to get comfortable with what they have submitted, with the work they put in, and we could vote on it tonight, or you could review it and we could submit.
Understand that, again, that this is just a draft, that it is going to go out to legal counsel into Primex,
Yeah.
and when it comes back from them, we'll get together again and prepare a final document for the commissioner's final approval.
I think I'd rather wait until we get, because we can say, okay, yeah, go ahead with this, and then all of a sudden Primex says, no, you gotta rewrite page 5.
Well, you're gonna see it again.
Well,
and
that's-
it's a Primex and
this is-
legal.
I guess what we're looking for is just a agreement from the commissioners to push it on to the next level of Primex and legal.
Yeah, I would assume that would be a given, just, you gotta start somewhere and you gotta have it, but I wouldn't approve something unless
Not the final product, no.
the final product.
Correct. This is just if you're comfortable with the draft moving to the next step.
I mean, again, I haven't digested the whole thing, but I don't need to read the history of the towns and, but just a quick, glance over it, it looks comprehensive. So this process for selection is key for me, so.
And note, just maybe highlight that the cost proposals are going to be separate. They're going to be submitted in separate envelopes or on via separate emails, if you will. And while that is part of the selection criteria, you'll note that it's only weighted at 5%. Both the lump sum fee to get us to the pre-construction drawings, and then the design build fee, which will be everything after the
Have we gone through to make sure that these 7 or 8 things on the very last page, 9 of 9, under 11B, have we made sure that all of those things are available on the website?
They will be
They will
before
be.
this goes out as the final
Okay.
product.
yes.
We originally had some links there, but the links were to an old address, methods, and all that, so we decided to pull them down and add them to our homepage.
So at the point that this is a final document and is ready to be advertised,
Right.
the RFQ will be on the website along with all those documents that are referenced on the last page.
Okay. I'm fine with it. Again, it's just a quick glance, and I was like, be awfully embarrassing if all of a sudden we say, oh yeah, all this stuff's gonna be there, and it's not, so. I know how that works sometimes, and
We talked about that last night.
Yep.
it's,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not blaming it, I just know that mistakes, things happen where you think it's there, when, I saw it a year ago, and now all of a sudden the link is dead.
I guess my thought is we had a committee, we put together a committee, we hope, and I'm sure you guys did your homework. So I'm fine with it,
Yep.
to move on to the next step.
And I'm comfortable moving it on to legal and Primex.
So, do we make a motion to?
yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
probably in draft format.
So I'll make a motion that the building committee forwards the draft RFQ dated 7/11/22 to the next step, which would be legal and/or Primex.
Okay. So we get a motion to move it on.
I'll second it.
There is a second. Is there any more discussion on it? All right, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. 3-0.
Thank you for your
So-
time and effort.
Kathy and Chief will move this on to the next level.
Not a problem, no.
All right, and
Thank
then
you to the committee.
when it comes back, I appreciate that very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I would like to make one comment
Okay.
with respect to the whole process here. So the reason I came tonight was in the event Kevin couldn't make it
Yeah.
work, so I'm not gonna overstep. But what I would like to make sure that the commissioners know is that we sent 2 people to a conference to learn what it takes to build a station. And as a member of the committee, I am going to lean on them very heavily to provide input along the way. What did you learn? Where, as we proceed through this, we're at the very beginning of the process right now, and there's probably not a tremendous amount of input that they're going to provide, but I really plan on leaning on them quite heavily as we proceed through this for guidance.
I think the expected on an investment that we put in to send people. I think that it's expected to bring stuff back, absolutely. So, I mean, you hit me with a couple of questions last night, and I'm gonna keep digging through all those notes, and we will get through the process.
But we are very, very early in this particular process, although it's been duplicated a multitude of times.
Maybe this will be the last one.
I hope so.
Let's hope so.
I think we're all in the same.
And all jokes aside though, I think over the years we've made some mistakes. And I hope we don't make any more. I mean, the other properties and stuff that we spent money on, to me, it's too bad we never did anything, or never went any farther than it did. Must hope this one goes all the way.
Well, the cost is not going to go down.
No, it's
never
not,
going
and I
to be
know it's
less
not.
expensive than it is now,
No.
never. So if money is the object, if the cost, keeping the cost down is the object, sooner is better than later.
Yes.
And I believe that one of our keys to success is going to be keeping the public informed of what's going on throughout the entire process. And having public forums and opportunities for the public to see the work that's being done as we're doing it and have input so that they know right through the whole process that this is what our goal is and where we're going to try to end up. And hopefully garner a lot more support than what we've had in the past.
Just a tidbit, when we had in Tilton, when we had the police building study committee, we created a Facebook page strictly for that committee, and it was useful in getting information out there.
It's a good idea.
It's a lot of trust for sure.
And actually, that page is still active, so. I mean, it doesn't have a huge number, it might have 500 people, that's pretty good.
But that could be 500 yes votes.
It could be. And, you get questions, sometimes you can answer them right then, other times it was more appropriate to bring that question to the committee.
Would also like to echo Kevin's comments about Lisa Martin.
Yes.
Tremendous amount of work, effort put into this, but also huge background of knowledge that without that we'd be floundering, I think. So kudos to Lisa for her expertise and also her effort.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. Anything else for fire station committee from anyone?
381 followers.
Okay, we'll take it. That's convince them that's more than
More votes than
Right.
than any of the district meetings.
I think that's like the attendance of the last
Thank you.
5 district meetings.
Truly
Thank you,
appreciate
gentlemen.
both you guys coming out and speaking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Watch out for the rain.
Yeah, I think it's over.
All right.
Once they came in, they were leaving.
All right, so now we will return back to the chief's report.
Okay.
Thank you for that, allowing the opportunity with people that were here.
Diversion.
So I sent the chief's report out to the commissioners yesterday, and if you had a chance to review it, I'd be happy to go over the questions that you have.
C3 is the old engine.
Yes.
A couple of notes I had, kind of all scattered all over the place. C3 is the new car is still July expected. You had
I am hoping, I talked to the gentleman yesterday, and I talked to the gentleman today. MHQ, where the car is being outfitted and all that stuff, they've had a couple of employees leave, so things are a little slower than what they would prefer, but it's there, it's ready to go.
Who has it?
okay, so it's there, and you're expecting end of July to have it roadworthy with lights and all that stuff.
That's
It's
what I-
not waiting to get here and then move on to something
No,
else.
it's there.
Okay, it's already there.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes here, it'll be done.
Okay,
We start getting nervous when it gets to September, if I recall.
Yeah, the current car 3 will not pass inspection, so we want to get that traded in before.
That inspection sticker is a number 9 or is it an 8?
It's a 9.
So we have 2.5 months.
and we are gonna strip it out and then trade that in as part of
Well,
the,
the strip out is done at MHQ. They
Yep.
strip it out for us and put, transfer all the radios and a
Yep.
bunch of stuff over for us.
okay.
And they can keep the rest.
Is that a done while you wait, or is that a
No,
couple days?
that's going to be a few days.
New ambulance expected, or
The ambulance is here.
it's here already? I
Yep.
wasn't sure 100%.
new engine is what we're waiting for?
The
Yeah,
new
we're waiting
engine.
for the new engine. I talked to Larry Dingy again today. We keep getting pushed back on our inspection of the chassis, with no real explanation other than it's not ready, it's not ready. At one point, they were waiting for chassis parts, and then the last thing was they were waiting for the cab to come back from paint to be put on the chassis. And he suspects that's done, but when I called him this morning, he was gonna contact the factory again today and get back to me as to exactly when we'll go out to inspect the cab and chassis. Hopefully before the end of the month. Should be, his schedule is that we will be flying out on a Sunday, be back by Tuesday.
Now, he flies out with one of you, or you send out to Northfield?
The Captain Powell, myself, and Larry Dingy
Okay,
fly out of
so the three would
Manchester
go.
to Ohio, and we'll
Okay.
fly back together.
Yep. Yes.
Well, he doesn't have to come back with us. He might drive something back for a while.
So I got questions, but if other people have questions, go for it.
The ambulance revenue, it's 34, a little over 34,000. How is that compared to last year?
It's a 34,000 above.
Above last year, okay.
Above what we
I should have
collected
read
last
it
year.
here. Didn't read
At
it.
this
Okay.
point in time.
Okay,
So
so
we're
we
doing
are,
good.
we're doing good on that. The other question I have is the safer grant here for the firefighters.
Yep.
You said the cost would be about 9 cents per thousand on your tax rate.
Based on last year's budget.
Yeah. Now, is that everything, insurance and
That was everything.
the retirement, everything?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what it is.
That's all you have? Eric, you have anything else?
I'll just throw it out there like I did when when C1 came in, that for you to ride down to MHQ, because I know that gets criticized. If we can work it out in the schedules, I'll be more than willing to drive someone down to.
Sure, the plan for that would be to drive the old C3 down there and leave it and come back.
Yeah.
And then when the new C3 is ready, go down again, pick up the new C3 and the command box, which will fit in the back of my Expedition, and we'll bring that back.
Well, I'm just saying,
Okay.
offer my services again.
All right, thank you.
It was critiqued last time about man paying overtime or whatever.
We didn't pay.
Well, no, but I drove you down.
Yes, that was, and it was very much appreciated.
I did read through the inspections. I saw that you're starting to have some other people doing the inspections. So that's good to start trying to share the load a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
So that was something I noticed. Noticed that 202 incidents. What were you last year for just the month of June? Roughly, or if you don't know.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I know you're up quite a
but
bit.
I know we're up 150
Yeah.
runs or so over the same time last year.
Yeah, so
So
It's a little bit
we've
busier.
completed half the year, and if we stay on the same pace, we'll be about 300 runs more than what we were last year.
It's a big jump.
It is a good job.
Any particular, like, area of increase, or, 'cause I would've thought with COVID it would've gone, and it kinda didn't, but now.
It
but
stayed
now-
about the same with COVID.
And now, see, I don't know, like, that where people are back to traveling, there's just a lot of people in the area. I mean, I know there's a crap ton of people just going through the area. You and I kinda talked about that this morning.
Yeah, so we don't really have that many number of like motor vehicle accidents, remain about the same. The types of incidents that we have, it's just a little bit percentage-wise, type of incidents we have are the same, but number-wise, they're just a little bit higher all the way around.
And we really haven't picked up any new repeat customers or patients that require multiple responses in the year.
I will say I like this new report format. I had a chance to scan it when I was printing out my copies at work and stuff, and it's just, it kind of lines up very nicely. Like, I mean, a quick scan just here, again, I've like had 2 building fires this month, it looks like. I mean, it's able to do that quick scan. Do we have to use hydrants for that?
No.
Good answer. If we can avoid it, I try to, but if you need them.
One was sprinkled.
Okay. That's really all I had, is I saw those things, and I see they're starting to add your car one in there, or a few of them, so that helps with that, building that
Sure.
valued use and all that. And you mentioned something about you might have found a new report.
Yes, so I was able to play around a little bit, and you can, as far as activity response level, you can do it per person. So it can show me responding to 16 incidents in this month.
So like it used,
Correct, similar like firehouse.
what we used to be able to do,
It's
so.
just a matter of finding the right,
Yeah, I got lucky one day.
Yeah.
there literally is like probably 2,000 options to pick
Yes.
from.
So it's worse than the old firehouse nightmare of that, but,
It's better and worse.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's too much.
But you're able to just go in and click.
Yeah, so I
And
can,
you have to put them in columns, then you have to sort how you want the columns to be, and then there are other criteria that they ask you, how do you want it and stuff like that, and by the end, you're supposed to have a nice neat report like that, but sometimes when you get it, you look like it's all set, ready to go, and you so, do the report, and there's nothing there.
so this is a statewide program.
Yeah.
And so the one that I found was already built by somebody else.
Oh, cool.
So I didn't have to build it, I just have to click on it and find it, so.
And just import your personnel
Exactly.
into the.
That's why there's 2,000 reports to choose from.
Correct,
Everyone's-
Yeah.
What is a public service? I haven't seen that.
So, somebody needs assistance getting up the stairs, but, it's not anything else, or they
Smoke detector issue.
smoke detector is going off for no reason at all, or,
Residential lockout.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
stuff like that.
No, I really appreciate this, and just make sure that when you go to the calls, and make sure the guys add you. So that we can start showing that metric.
Sure.
Oh yeah, the chief, like, he's forgetting car one. Please, I know, but.
It looks like you had 4 fire calls, but none of them were in Tilton.
Oh,
Good.
I was terrible at that. Oh,
Franklin
had a couple.
Laconia
Oh, that's
had
the old
one.
one.
No, it's 2
Oh,
San
oh,
Francisco, 2 Laconia, or 2 Franklin.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was looking at the old one.
No, that was-
Freudenberg, too,
Freudenberg as well.
Was that this month?
was last month.
Yeah.
But that might have been a special activation, it did say building fire.
Well, it was definitely a building fire.
Yeah, it's a huge financial loss.
Yeah, it was over $1 million.
It'll be able to all said and done.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Okay.
Anything else anyone got on the chief's report?
I'm all set.
All right, that being the case, the next thing we had on the agenda is old business of the district clerk.
Yes. Nobody has responded. I've called both towns, talk to the admins, talk to as many people as I can, and there's no interest out there.
So what do we do?
So, a question for that. The primary responsibility is just the annual meeting, right? For the clerk?
Well, the taking the meeting minutes of the public hearing and of the district meeting and making sure the appropriate notices are posted.
They have to do the ballots.
They have to do the
Oh,
ballots
so
for
there is quite a bit,
elections.
okay.
Yeah.
I had someone I was thinking of, but it's beyond their capacity availability.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I was just checking to see how far it was.
Well, it really isn't, you know, as far as the ballots go, once the candidacy closes, then they just have to send the information out to either the company in Massachusetts that does the ballots for the ballot machine, or send it to Staples to get printed and folded.
Okay.
But they do have to go to town meetings
And
on
the election day.
election day.
You have to be there all day.
They have to be there,
Okay.
and they have to take responsibility for the boxes of ballots and
Mhm.
everything.
Even though we do it in 2 towns?
What generally happens is they appoint someone for one town, and then they float back and forth
Okay.
between the two.
Yeah, it's more than this person could put into it.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying, but
I know.
that's why I was asking how much, and that's way beyond the available time,
Yeah.
so.
I called someone that I thought would be really good for it, and she said, well, not this time. Okay. Because they just
You
sold
know,
their house.
you don't think maybe a high school girl or something like that would, if you're in school,
They
maybe?
have to
they
be
have to be
18
registered
and on the
voter.
registered voters.
Oh, okay.
They have to be a resident of the community, one of the 2 communities, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we still have to post it on our page, right?
It is,
Yeah,
yes.
Actually, did we send it out to the Tilton webpage and the Northfield webpage?
Tilton really doesn't have a web page,
Well, that's Tilton.
but I did send,
Not a news page, they have
Yeah.
a newsletter that goes out quarterly.
Yeah, it goes out to your tax bill.
Yeah, that's it.
Northfield has an online one that goes out monthly.
they do, and I sent it to Stephanie, but I haven't seen it yet, so
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to check with her and see if she needs more information, get
Okay.
it out, and I'll talk with, is it Tim that's handling the, okay.
We'll just see, we'll keep trying.
We're
Hopefully
go-
before February.
We're going to have someone before we go into the special district meeting.
Which, okay.
We don't, of course, we don't know when that's going to be yet, but
Right.
I can't do it because I'm not a resident.
Move.
There it is. Simple.
Solve no problems.
No, I'm not moving. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna find out what we have to do to make her address in Laconia part of the fire district.
Okay. Do we have anything on new business from the commissioners that wasn't identified earlier? Okay. Well, you can do that or the other business if it pops into mind.
No. No, just thank you for your help a little bit this morning.
Oh, that's fine, yeah, I was able to talk to Heather, so
Yeah.
it worked out. If you don't mind, I just wanted to bring up that we've been very fortunate the last couple of weeks and next week, the last week, that we've been given pretty much the green light to train in one of the dormitories at the Tilton School,
Nice.
because they are doing huge renovation. So forcible entry, search and rescue, grid operations. So we've been taking advantage of that. It's been some outstanding training.
Good.
So, you know, everybody loves to break doors and actually get to do the physical activity inside a building like that. We're pretty fortunate, so.
And that's the prep school? Tilton Prep School?
Tilton School.
Well, we definitely want to make sure we thank them for
Yes.
allowing us the training opportunity there.
They're a great partner. They really are.
Should have come to my work last Friday, practice your elevator rescues.
We have elevator machines.
It took them an hour.
Pretty good job.
Took them an hour. The wheel bent or something.
Oh, that would be bad.
All right, moving
Feel bad for
on.
the 13-year-old kid that was stuck in
Yeah.
there. So whether or not he contributed to it, I don't know.
All right, review of minutes. Not sure that I looked at them recently.
Yeah, I was like, when did we get those? Sound like the wheels fall.
That they have. They've done the main,
Close those 2 pages if I'm not
they're
careful.
doing east right now. And then in the wintertime, they're
East and
gonna
north.
do the west side, and so we'll get that. side.
We have the public also.
Right.
The
They're
non-publics,
repointing everything, they're redoing all of
they're
it.
Good deal. Well, I saw those staging, I
Yeah.
assume that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Going to-
Shed's not public.
But we've had, what, 3
You
fires
guys
in
didn't
that?
seal them
Yes,
at the
in that
last
building.
meeting, so
And
Right, so they're not
the
sealed. so-
strangest
Right.
one was the window fan.
When was that?
Oh, years ago, we got it was Parents' Weekend. We got a sprinkler flow alarm. And the hall was completely empty because everybody was down at the football game. And we went, found where the activation was. Black water running out of one of the dormitory rooms. Had a fan, and the fan blew over, bound itself up in the bed sheets. And of course, they had posters. And burnt every poster in that room and set the sprinkler off. And that was it. It was over and done with. It was out before we got there.
Who sent them to us?
But
Black water that comes out of there, smells really good.
exactly,
That would have sent
you know.
Definitely, it does those.
Well, they froze
Yes.
pipes in that, was it last year? I think on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
Had a huge water leak.
Yeah.
Draft finish for 6,
Six,
7.
The room was
There it
black.
is, on
That
6, 9 it was
sprinkler
set.
did its job.
I went there.
I thought it was a while
They had a
ago.
steam leak.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
One of the ports that
Well,
you
it's
use
good turnaround.
blew off. It was in the basement. And it was so hot. I'm like, we're gonna pop heads. I don't understand how we haven't popped heads because it was just pure, like everything on the thermal imaging camera was like bright red. It was so hot down
I
there.
don't
Yeah.
recall there being anything major.
No.
It's just that first
Are
part.
they still doing
discussion
steam
was
heat
on
between
the
buildings?
buildings
Yeah, okay.
and the apparatus and equipment replacement to look into equipment for expenditures in maintenance as well as the purchase of the apparatus
Had a dumpster fire
was something that was discussed.
on Friday.
That's report right below the safer grant, second one down.
Okay, on page 1.
Page 1, public comment, right below it.
The red or the?
Yeah, just that there, someone from the public had brought up to consider maintenance be part of the apparatus and
I
equipment
guess,
fund.
I guess.
Yep. So,
I think that was Paul Whitstone as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I am comfortable with the minutes as well.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 7th, the public minutes of June 7th, 2022, as written.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. 3-0.
Okay, then non-public is in front of us. We did not seal it, so we can vote on the minutes in public if everyone's comfortable with it. Very comfortable with it myself.
I'll make a motion, we accept the non-public
Okay.
minutes of 7:22.
Yeah. All right. You want a second or you want?
I'll second.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the non-public that we can discuss in public? Everyone comfortable with it, with how it's written? Yeah, good. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0. All right, so we have those. Those actually.
thank you.
No, thank you.
All right. Now, we have on our agenda 2 non-public matters, and we have also under other business manifests, so that's fine. And then our next meeting dates, just so we put it out there, is August 2nd, Town Hall downstairs. So at this point,
Oh, wait, August 2nd.
August 2nd.
Let's look.
That's
I recall, I think. Yeah, that was good. 5:30.
Yep, 5:30 seems to, I kind of like it.
No, I just,
All
I
right.
walked out the door at 4:55 today, I still showed up a few minutes late, I don't know how or why, but whatever.
All right, so let's do the first one, which will be for the disposition reports. And that one is the C, I believe.
Okay.
So motion to enter non-public session will be made by, I'll do it then, since you guys didn't jump up. Who would like to second it?
I'll second it.
All right.
What is it, what are we doing?
And we are specific
So
statutory
it's
reason
copyrighted, so I'm not sure what that
cited.
Well-
This foundation for the non-public session will be under RSA 91-A:3, 2C, matters which if discussed in public would likely adversely the reputation of any persons other than a member of this board unless such board person requests an open meeting. I am not doing good tonight. This exemption shall be extended to include any application for assistance or tax abatement or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy, if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant. So this is our disposition report. So we will do that. This does have a roll call vote to go to non-public. Paul?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
And myself, yes. Okay, so at this point is when we actually,
Going into
the
non-public.
time is
6:14.
6:14. All right. All right. So it is now 6:27, and we are now back in public. Does anyone feel a need to seal the minutes?
No,
Okay. Just have to ask.
I have to ask him to, I'm only one of three.
No.
Okay, and I don't think so either from what it was. All right, so, and then by me. All right, so, one thing down.
Now say for the record what you did in non-public.
In non-public, we did review of disposition report. Same thing I wrote on here. All right. Now, a second non-public. Okay, well, first non-public, and this one is for RSA 91-A:3, 2A. The dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee, or the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of any charges against him or her unless the employee affected, 1, has a right to a public meeting, and 2, requests the meeting be open, in which case the request shall be granted. So we need a motion for that.
I make a motion.
Second.
All right. Now that we've done that, roll call vote. Paul?
All right.
Eric?
Yep.
Myself, yes. Okay. Time is now 6:30. 6:30.
My phone
Okay.
is US Cellular time.
6:30. All right. So, and pause. And we're resuming public at 6:57. Is there an inclination to seal the minutes or not? I don't think we need to yet.
No.
Okay. So we don't need to do that. All right. So matter discussed while we're in non-public was review of Chief Seatar's contract. All righty. That one also goes to her. So I don't take it home again. All right. Amongst all this paperwork somewhere is, all right. So we got ourselves through that, the non-public. Okay. Manifests, everyone's had a chance to review and sign?
I don't see manifest on here, but you signed it.
It's right there as the other business rep.
Oh,
Right.
you wrote it.
In the write-in, because
In the
if
limited edition version.
the agenda got emailed out before those were added.
So did you have a chance as well, Eric?
I read them, I signed them.
Oh, you signed them, okay, so you did? Okay, as we said earlier, next meeting is August 2nd. Is there anything else for the commissioners or from the members of the district president?
Now, next week we have a meeting with the
21st, I believe.
21st is
Yes.
it?
21st.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and upstairs.
That's upstairs
That
here.
is upstairs here, yes.
4:50 p.m.
Yes, 4:50.
Ouch, I didn't catch that part. I probably did, but I'll make it happen. That's not too bad.
First in, first out.
That is
That's
first
right.
on the agenda, right?
Yeah, well,
Or
other
is
than
first and
Pledge of
50?
Allegiance, usually approving minutes and.
Yeah.
7/21/450, okay. Next meeting, okay. Anything else? Anyone wanna get out of here?
John.
And by Eric, second it. All in favor, or discussion first, that one's different, all in favor.
Aye.
3-0. Okay, we're done.
Yes.
Oh, I kept it under 7. All right, business.
Yeah.
6:57.
Thank you very much.
Yes, no problem.
And as it's my wife's birthday,
Get out of
skedaddle.
here. Get out of here.
Oh, wait a minute, if I know now, we would've got longer, jeez.